Good afternoon and welcome to Citizen Live at 1. I am Anne Kiguta. The West Pokot County government has declared war against revenue officers alleged to be engaging in corruption. This comes as a senior revenue official was arrested after being implicated in the vice. West Pokot Governor Simon Kachapin said that the move was expected to boost revenue collection and improve service delivery. The county government says it has already established a legal framework that provides for the vetting of all officers. Now, speaking after awarding certificates to more than 30 revenue officers who underwent a capacity building training on revenue collection, the governor said his government would not spare corrupt officers who compromise service delivery and misuse public funds.
Whatever we are doing is for the general good of our county. It's for good service delivery. We are not collecting revenue for the sake of it. No. It comes back to you in good services.
They have known how to go and identify the areas to where are a potential for the revenue so that they can increase their revenue income.
To education matters now, and teachers in the country have continued to pile pressure on the government to increase the money allocated per child in the free primary education program. Speaking during a function at a Nairobi primary school, the national chairman for the Kenya Primary School Head Teachers Association, Joseph Karuga, commended the government's move to increase the funding by 500 shillings to 1,520 shillings, but said this still is too little in sustaining the current cost of living. Karuga has now called upon the government to address this insufficiency in funding of primary school pupils, as it would undermine the quality of education.
I think there still is a mixed feelings, and as much as we appreciate we live in this country, and there is the element of the percentage which is taken by education in the budget, and we are also cognizant to the fact that you ask for more money from the exchequer, they come to you when you as a worker to pay more taxes and so on. So the balancing act is critical. However, we also want on the onset, and I believe I haven't analyzed the budget at the moment, the 500 shillings which was increased. We want to thank the government on the capitation, but still we have an issue, because when you talk about quality education, a child in the primary school needs 8,000 shillings per annum. At the moment, has for the last 10 years or plus, the child in the public school has been getting 1,020 per annum. So you can see the disparity. However, we had agreed in a principle that we should realize, and it went through the parliament, and Kepsha was behind the whole thing and accepted that 3,000 would be the right amount of money for capitation for a child in a primary school to begin with, and then the build up to 8,000. Now, we have to, first of all, accept and thank the government for 500, because the last 9 years nobody has increased even by a coin, all right? But it is far short of our expectation in primary schools.
To a puzzling story now, when more than 2,500 Maasai women gathered in Kajiado Thursday to demand from the government the right to be allowed to practice female genital mutilation. Now, in that rare assembly, the women asked the county commissioner to allow them to continue with the practice that is outlawed in the country, arguing that it constitutes a vital part of the Maasai culture. From Kajiado County, Anne Mawathe reports.
They gathered here hoping for the final amen to a fervent prayer they have been engaged in for a while. Never mind what they are seeking is explicitly forbidden by Kenyan law and globally regarded as a human rights violation. But it is nevertheless a weighty matter for the more than 2,500 women gathered here. The mood was tense. The men clearly found it intimidating in a rare turn of the tables. The men apparently appreciated they were here to be seen and only perhaps rarely heard, and had good reasons to be timid. Should they dare to go against the wishes of the women, the latter would strip. That, in the Maasai culture, is an abomination. So the men sat and listened as the women spoke.
Ile malalamiko yetu tulikuwa tunataka tu atairi wasichana, kwa sababu wasichana wetu kama hajatairi ni mbaya kwa kimila yetu. Mzee atakufa hata mama yake.
Hii wa kijana hawezi kuelewa msichana ambaye hajatahiriwa.
Saa hii kwetu msichana kama hajatahiriwa hakuna mama anaweza kuja kumsalisha.
Na wale wajatahiri anatangatanga sana.
Sasa ndio unafanya mnatahirisha.
Kwa maana atafumilia, hawezi fanya chochote. Mzee yake hata mzee kiaga hakuna kwenda kufanya mahali ingine, hapana, anakaa tu.
Picture this, a parastatal that is fully dedicated to the fight against FGM. Couple that with the numerous non-governmental organizations that have been involved in the fight against female genital mutilation. And in 2014, picture the multitude of people seated here to state categorically that they do not want the law to interfere with their culture. Now that does put to serious question the whole campaign against FGM.
Sheria ya kitaifa
wale sheria enkop olosho
haiwezi
lidemayo
kutupiliwa mbali
kwa
sababu kundi moja alijatosheleza.
But the government read more than just a women's determination in this unusual assembly. The county commissioner says the large numbers that turned up here from 6 a.m. point to a deeper concern, incitement.
I have not heard of another community trying to protect the FGM practice in this manner. This one is unusual. And that's why I said we will need to do more consultation with the leaders and be more frank about those consultations so that we know who between the men and the women is against the Ngao child in respect of this FGM.
A few months ago, a 13-year-old girl died while undergoing FGM in this same county, pointing to just how deep this practice remains entrenched in some parts of the country. And while her death should have brought some sense of sobriety regarding FGM, now the women have gone all out, demanding to continue with the practice.
And Mawathe reporting for us there. Well, it's time for us to take a short break. Yesterday, the World Cup kicked off, and here at Citizen TV, Viva Brazil got underway as well. As hosts, of course, Brazil took Croatia 3-1. We have our crew standing by in Studio B, ready to give you all the action. Remember, if you do want to come onto the show and be part of the broadcast here, all you have to do is SMS us and use the name Viva Brazil. You could use the hashtag Viva Brazil on social media. We'll be back with more news after these messages.